Welcome to the Mostly PT Podcast. I'm Brad Bulmer.
I'm Alex Pretzman.
And today's episode, we're doing a chip review. Doritos Tangy Pickle.
Get to it. Love Doritos. Never tried one before.
Never tried one before. Okay, hold on.
You gotta give me a first.
You know those people that are like, here, have a chip, like. I'm
You're
that
definitely
guy.
one of those guys.
I'm
Yeah,
that guy.
you're that guy.
Okay.
You're not that guy, pal.
Oh, here.
Yeah, can you touch every single chip in the bag and then give me
You
one?
said that there's no good. You said to grab a
Let me
perfect
see.
one.
Here, you grab yours and I'll grab mine.
That's a good shape. Nothing like a good
Oh, I got
what's
it.
a four-sided it's not a rectangle, a pentagon,
That's 5.
quadagon.
A quadrilateral?
Yeah. No, but
Great.
it's not a quadrilateral because there have to be two parallels.
No,
That's not parallel.
That's a parallelogram. And technically, this is one side because this is curved. That's a triangle.
That's for 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, you don't. There's a,
1, 2, 3, 4.
but it's not technically an edge there because it's a circle. It's not a true shape. It's not. It's
What about now?
now it's a pentagon because you made it 5-sided. You're supposed to
We just cheated the system. All right. I guess that was my review of the chip.
Here, choose.
All right, quality of the chip, very poor.
3 out of 10.
That's a very poor chip.
Try again.
Aerate it. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if it's like what's tangy. What's tangy mean?
Like barbecue?
I'm not getting the tangy. I'm getting the sour pickle. It should be sour pickle Doritos.
I think it should just be dill pickle. I think it's
They
good.
want to be different though.
I don't-
It's enriched to show detail.
That's
deceiving.
welcome to the marketing.
All right. Overall, what are you rating it?
I don't like pickles, but I like pickle flavored things. So like dill pickle sunflower seeds and like dill pickle chips.
The cucumber's a pickle flavored cucumber.
I don't like cucumbers, so I mean it makes
So
sense.
you do like.
I give it a 7.6 out of 10.
I'm gonna give that an 8.
Would snack
Nine.
on again.
I'm gonna give it an 8. The only reason I don't give it a 9.5 is because of it's not very durable. But that's about it. All right. Oh, we should probably get to the. Okay. All right. So episode 8, I believe.
The Ocho.
We'll try to make it a short one here.
Yeah, last one went a little long. Sorry
We're
about
gonna start out with the would you rather question, and we got 2 of them today. First one: would you rather have all type 2 muscle fibers or all type 1? Oh, let's hear your side first.
Slow twitch.
Okay, first off, slow twitch means type 1.
Yep.
You can't just.
My bad. For the non
Yeah.
hypertrophic nerds out there. Type 1 is slow twitch, type 2 is fast twitch.
Yeah. Okay, so let's probably explain. Let's do layman terms here.
Okay.
All right, slow twitch. What are we thinking about? Slow. All right, you're really slow, but you can go slow forever. That's what I would say to someone that doesn't know.
High duration.
Fast twitch. You can go fast, but you're really twitching out at like 100 meters.
Yeah.
That's basically it. You either can run really fast for short periods,
Or lift a lot.
or lift. Yeah, heavy probably for the most part. I'm going type 2. You said type 1.
I'm type 1. Because now you think about when we talk about like the calf being all type 1, like 70 to 96% type, like you'd have trouble with gait. You would get so tired walking.
Yeah. Well, let's say you're like stuck in the Amazon and you see some kind of fast animal, you're dying. Any kind of thing that's trying to chase you, you're dying.
Good thing
Survival of the fittest.
Yep. Good thing is I don't plan on going to the Amazon rainforest anytime soon, so I don't have to worry about that.
If you're in the Amazon, you do not want to have only type 1.
Right, that would be detrimental. What if your heart was made out of like only type 1 or type 2 muscle fibers?
It's actually made out of different fibers.
I figured, but like
Right.
But let's say it's smooth muscle, like type 1 or type 2. Or do you think you'd just die immediately? I think
You know what? That's out of. I don't know. It's kind of. I feel like the heart muscle is a type 1 on steroids because it's pumping all of
Goes
it's
forever.
using it doesn't shut off.
Yeah. Oh, should we do an injury evaluation?
No. We're at the Twins games.
We're watching
Okay.
the Twins game.
That was a really good discussion there.
Okay. The grabbing point was definitely the Doritos taste test. But
Sorry for our crappy use of words tonight. It's been a long day.
it's been a long week.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to the next. Would you rather?
Good call. This is why you make the decisions. Oh, they hit each other. Look at
No,
this.
we need to stop doing that. I'm sure.
Watch. He just got boinked in the head. Yeah, that had to hurt.
Right in the occipital lobe.
Watch.
Okay, this is a hand. This is what happened.
That was a fist though. It was.
Okay,
It hurts.
Being an athlete, yeah, I'm sure.
He's fine.
All right.
He's probably concussed.
Okay. Next, would you rather? As a physical therapist, would you rather have to treat everyone with cold packs or hot packs? Now, we could ask the question also like cryotherapy or thermotherapy, but I think it should be cold or hot packs.
Yeah.
Let's do cold or hot packs.
Because you can do like a sauna or like hot tub for
Yeah.
typically. So either cold packs or hot packs.
I'm going cold packs.
The boundaries for this is that it is every single patient you see, you have to pick one or the other, and it has to be a billable unit.
Can you use accessories other than the cold pack?
What do you mean?
Well,
ice
I'll
massage?
explain it in my reasoning of why I'm using a cold pack.
What do you? Okay, do your explaining. What's
So,
that?
a patient comes in. They got some shoulder pain, raising their arm. I'm applying a cold pack to their arm, and I'm taping it. I'm taping that to their arm, and they ain't gonna feel their arm. And they're gonna be able to
so
their
you're
arm.
just
Yeah.
I'd say that's available. You just can't use any other mode of like you can't
You
do
do that with a hot pack, they're still feeling that.
right, but you can't do like ice massage or like you can't put them in like
I could get the
cryo
cold
chamber.
pack and massage them with the cold pack and just call it.
Yeah, but
Like I said,
That'd be
you
pretty
use it.
uncomfortable.
You use the pack to your advantage.
so
That's
you
what I
can
would do.
you can do anything with the pack that you can.
Yep, you just
Manipulate
it has
by
to be
hand.
the pack.
The boundaries for this is that you'd have to do it for every single patient, and it'd have to be a billable unit to at least 8 minutes. With every
I
single
think it's a
patient.
non-billable. It's a not untimed code.
Yeah, I think you're right. But should we say 10 minutes then?
I think that's besides the point.
Anyways, I'm picking heat. And here's why. I think people respond better to the feeling of heat than they do the actual
I love cold more than heat.
Right, but you are not every single patient that we're seeing.
Yeah.
I think if someone has knee pain and you put them in ice, they're like, oh yeah, this is going to probably reduce my swelling, make me feel better. And but if you put heat on it, they're like, oh yeah, I'm loosening them up, I'm feeling good. I think heat is a better way. You can provide better contextual factors to get it to work more effectively than you can with ice.
All right, let's hear him. Oh, my knee hurts really bad. What are you gonna do for me?
Well, I think we want to create a healing effect, and by adding heat to that area, we can increase the blood flow and enhance the healing process to get you to move more frequently and better.
Are you saying my blood flow is terrible through my knee?
No, I'm not. But if we can accelerate it and make it faster,
Yeah. All right.
I think people respond better.
Okay. Here's this. This is where you're gonna fall apart. Here.
All right.
I come into the clinic one day post-op. You give me heat? Really? You give me heat? I'm fully inflamed here. All right? I'm red, swollen, bruised, everything.
Okay.
You're gonna put heat on that?
Okay. What if I put it on? You didn't
That's
say
contraindicated.
yeah, I know. Okay, but you never said.
APTA is gonna go reach
What
out
if,
to you.
okay, what if your person comes in with
Are you trying to like flexion?
no, Raynaud's.
There's-
You're contraindicated.
Yeah. Well, you should have thought of an answer to that because I would just put the cold pack right here. Where you're saying that
Okay,
you
my
have
answer-
to assume that there are things going on in their hands.
My answer is that if it's post-op, and let's say it's
Oh, now you can't change your.
No, I'm not changing my answer. I'm changing the way I'm applying the hot pack.
Yeah, I know. You should have thought of that before when I asked it.
Listen, this is a decent explanation. I could provide the contextual factors and get a placebo effect going. If they're, let's say they're TKA, and I say, I want to do it on your other leg. Kind of get, that would work.
I don't know how you'd explain that.
No, I mean, I explain it by, if we can get it to act on one leg, your body thinks that by the nervous system rewiring to the other leg. I mean,
Okay, well, for your question,
or I can put it on their shoulder.
Raynaud's. Let's say Raynaud's, they have a Dupuytren's contracture, right? I can't put a cold pack on there. Let's say you got some nerve pain going on there too. I'm putting the cold pack proximal. I'm shutting down that nerve pain, all right? A top-down approach. And I'm putting it right there. I'm going to put it here. Those nerves, they go down to that hand, and we're going to reduce your symptoms.
And
you don't have to put it on your hand because you got Raynaud's.
But if they have Raynaud's and they're coming to see me, I'm going to put a hot pack on them and say,
Yeah, but with your post-op patient, you ain't going to do crap. You're going to be contraindicated. See you later, buddy. ABTA is going to shut you down.
I'm going to put it on the shoulder when it's a TKA and say, hey, I know this is going to make your shoulder feel better, and we'll get to be able to move a little bit better. It'll be okay.
I totally want this one.
I'm picking heat just because I think people respond to it better. What if you're only in chronic pain? I feel like
when people ask me, do you like cold or hot? I say preference, whatever feels better. I don't have realistically.
Right, and if that's what it's coming down to, preference, I think people prefer heat over cold because
the people you've seen have preferred heat.
No, I think it's general population.
I prefer cold.
Would you rather be?
What am I? Would you prefer cold?
Would you rather sit in an ice bath or a hot tub?
I'd rather do the ice bath into the hot tub.
That's how you get shock.
I love shock in the body.
Great exposure leaves unexpected. Let us know in the comments, would you rather use ice packs or heat packs? And whose side are you on? I'm team heat pack.
Yeah.
Even though
you ain't doing any contextual factors with what you were saying.
Yeah.
Hold on.
When the lights come on,
I got a pickle in my throat.
That chip's so good it's coming back up.
Alright, can you ask the question?
Can you hand me the page?
I'm a dog.
Alright, into the actual...
Let's see what time we're on here.
This is terrible. This is terrible production. You can't be doing that.
14 minutes. We did the last one.
Oh, we're gonna... Did you...
I didn't move it. Oh, that's an easy.
You need to stop. Alright, for the actual thinking portion of this podcast.
Bro,
dude, are you okay?
No.
You have water right there.
Oh. Where?
I threw it at you.
Just keep going, Mel.
Okay. Oh, it's up there. It's up there. It's up there. It's up there.
Oh, by my fruit snacks.
Here's the question. When should we be okay with painful exercise? When should we
don't just read what's on the sheet. Alright, let me say it. Alright? Holy I don't write the questions as if you're supposed to read them that way. Yeah, look at this one. I threw an arrow. Okay.
Would you rather?
Time to get serious.
Arrow.
Alright. Let's say physical therapy wise, alright? We're thinking of progressing, regressing a patient. Obviously, most of the time patients have pain. And a lot of times we're doing exercises. Unless you're a crappy therapist and you're doing a cold pack or a hot pack. Alright? So, I would say for the most part, this is a question that I've thought about, and it's hard to answer. So, as physical therapists, when is it okay for our patients to have pain during exercise that we give them in the clinic compared to changing up, like movement modification, so changing the way they're moving, so changing the exercise, or just not doing the exercise at all?
I'm a big...
And obviously it's patient specific.
Right.
Sorry.
But I'm a big advocate for modifying before discharging. I think you would be this. I think any therapist would
Modifying before discharging it. Should put that in the fridge.
I know, that should be a quote. Modifying the exercise to make it, maybe not necessarily easier, but make it in a less painful movement pattern so the patient tolerates it better. The only thing I would really discharge is if it's a like bare bones basic
We're not
exercise.
even talking about discharge though, but I mean, is that what you're trying to
I'm not discharge. I'm saying discontinue. Is that a better word?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
discontinue.
I'm not getting
I thought
rid
you
of
were
the
talking
patient.
about, we modified your movement. See you later.
No, I'm saying discontinue.
This is like within session. Like, example, right? I have a patient, give him a weight. All right, we're just gonna do shoulder scaption with the weight. Ow! Or ow. It could go many ways. They just have pain moving it. How do you know? So, right, we want our patients from biopsychosocial model, right? We want them to, if especially if it's chronic pain, sometimes you're not going to get rid of their pain, right? It's going to be more how you manage it. And so if we're always like, let's modify, I feel like we're telling our patients, our bodies are not robust, right? They can't take it. We have to change it up. On the other side, right, sometimes it's very beneficial to change the movement because it gets them to move. Or, if they're in an acute stage, right, they sometimes have to modify.
I think you bring on a good point there. Is you want patients to be able to move through pain, because if it is chronic and it's something they're going to deal with the rest of their life, we don't want to make them fearful of a single movement, that they're going to completely avoid that movement and then experience like atrophy or increased pain because they're not moving in that direction that causes their pain. I think it's big patient specific, whether or not you're putting them through a movement that is painful or how far you want to push them. If let's say, if you want to go back to like tendinopathy and like the whole flow chart thing, that's kind of whatever.
I like it that.
Like the 5 out of 10 or greater, you want to decrease, and if it's less than 5 out of 10, you can still go. But then again, that's pretty subjective. Of your 5 out of 10 pain rating is not my 5 out of 10 pain rating.
But it is something to follow, like especially as a new clinician, like having something to follow and sticking to that rather than like fully going one direction.
Before you're building up experience and understanding how much pain it is okay for a patient to be in, it is nice to have that little kind of a side note that you can go back to and say, okay, they're experiencing a 7 out of 10 pain here. I think we need to modify it before we can push them sooner. Now, if we do modify it and make it less pain-free, once we start to progress that patient more and more, I think we go back to whatever we were doing that was causing that painful movement and see if it's still causing their pain. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't, then there's a huge contextual factor there that they did that exercise 2 weeks ago and it hurt, and now you're doing it today and now it doesn't hurt. And then they can see themselves getting better, and that only increases their motivation to continue the therapy.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good stuff. Here's another factor to the puzzle. Especially private practice, right?
Oh God, here we go.
Patients care, right? If they're coming to physical therapy, they're expecting they're coming there to get better, right? And if you put them through exercises that are painful, just from experience, it doesn't, so not all the time, but I would say for the most part, it brings less buy-in.
I agree.
So, like, you want your patients to want to come to therapy, but you also want to do what's evidence-based and best for them. How do you get a patient to be okay with being in pain in an exercise?
I think talking with them and saying, because some people are just so like tuned into their pain that they could have like if they're doing a long arm quad, that they're feeling their quad contracting and they just don't do it that often, they're analyzing that as pain. So is that their knee OA that's actually hurting, or is it just their quad because they haven't done a long arm quad in their entire life?
Yep.
And I also think it's kind of iffy when you say that people expect to get better when they come to therapy, because you and I both know that there's some people that don't. Not saying that they don't want, like they don't have the buy-in. They're just there because they need to be there because their doctor told them to be there.
I would say that for the most part, they don't have to come to therapy just because they got referred to therapy.
Yeah, but what if they're on workman's comp and their job's making them go, and they want to sit down and not get better because they're getting.
Yeah, I mean that's not.
That's a
2% of patients.
I think it's higher than that, but I think it's.
I'm just saying from my experience, I work in clinics that are a lot more like private practice.
People, right? I just think people, there's varying levels of wanting to be there and wanting to actually get better.
And that's what you have to consider when you're thinking about, am I okay with them being in pain?
It's multifactorial, it's patient specific on the way that you're going to actually treat them. Final answer, I would say move them through whatever is comfortable. If I believe that it is beneficial to modify the exercise so that their pain isn't that intense, I would do that. But if I think the patient can get through it and it's still going to benefit them and getting better, I would stick with that exercise. I think that's a conversation you have to have with your patient too, is it okay, the pain that you're feeling, can you work through it? Is it intense or is it not intense enough where you can still get the reps out, where you can still do the exercise, and then when you get a rest, be like, oh, okay, I can still do that, even though it's a little painful, but I can still challenge myself to kind of get over that hump.
I agree. Or ask them or get their, what do they think is going on that is painful? Because a lot of times if they think their disc is popping out of their back and that's why they're having pain, they're probably not going to want to do the exercise.
Right, but if you can correct them and say, well, it's probably not that, it's probably just muscle tightness, or
right, it's in your head.
You're pressing on
it's
a
in
nerve.
your head.
Your pain is in your brain, or it's pressing on a nerve. If you can correct them into saying, it's not your disc completely bulging from your back, it's other things.
It's seeping out like a river.
It's a jelly donut, the nucleus pulposus.
I hate the nucleus pulposus. I'm an annulus guy.
I'm more of an annular. Is it? No,
it's an annulus, annular fibrosis.
And I was right. It was annular fibrosis. Okay. Sweet.
That's just part of the disc.
I
You
got
got
my
your
disc
annular
anatomy.
fibrosis and you got your nucleus pulposus.
I'm more of a cerebral spinal fluid guy. How about you?
Unless you got what's the other option? What kind of fluid do we like in the body? I'm a blood guy.
I'm a water guy.
That was a good
70% water.
That was a good answer.
I know. All right, I think that's it. I think
Yeah,
that was a good little short
was
stint.
good. Yeah.
Sorry for kind of the discombobulation. We're all over the place. Just trying to get an episode in.
We got a new camera. Hopefully, comment if you like the setup here.
New camera, otherwise called using Alex's phone instead.
You don't need to know that.
Yeah, but that makes it so much funnier.
You got the
More
outro.
funny. Thanks for watching episode 8 of the Mostly PT podcast. We'll be here next week to talk all things pain that's in your brain.
That was good.
Isn't that good? We'll see you next time.